Hey everyone, I wanted to come in and pop in and do a real quick eyebrow tutorial. This is a 99-cent eyebrow tutorial. We are going to be using two things. We'll be using this. This is the type of liner that rolls instead of the ones that you sharpen. I think those come off a little hard and too deep sometimes. And if you um, aren't used to using them, your eyebrows can look really, really heavy, and I don't like that look. And we're also going to be using a flat tipped brush. And this is really quick and simple and easy. And you can fill your eyebrows in underneath or above, but this is just going to be a quick tutorial if you are in a rush or heading out. You need to, obviously put on some eyebrows and you don't have time to do a full face or filling your brows. You can do this look. So this is going to be just that. And if you notice, I don't ever fill in the front. Just because I don't want it to look too thick. And I don't want it to look not natural. So I always start back here. I always try to get right above that brow bone so that you can see it. And then when I do my shadow, I still have some underbrow left. And if you see some pieces that don't look dark, you can go back over them once you have gotten your eyebrow base down. And if it looks too unrealistic at the end, I always make mine really thin just because it looks really defined. And I left this part open at the front so that you can blend it. I don't use the spoolie that everybody else uses because I just don't find a need for it. But if you have um, really thick or long brows, you may need to. Now, you can choose to fill your brows in if you like. Like I said, this one was not, the purpose of this one was not a brow fill. It was to just show you how to quickly throw on some brows. You run into the grocery store, run into, the kids' school or something, and you want to make sure that you have on some type of brow. This is your go-to. And you can fan these out as much as you like. All right, so once you have your brow the way that you want it, you can take an angle brush if you want to fill this in. You don't have to fill it in, but if you want to, I'll show you how to do that on one side. Hold on. Okay. So if you want to fill this in, you would take a foundation or a concealer of your choice. And then you would just go underneath your brow, very, very light-handed. This will be the next step in doing your eyeshadows. I'm not going to go all the way into eyeshadows, but this would be the next thing. Be sure not to get this on your brows because it looks very strange. And I'm a fingers girl, so once I get this in, I drag this down so that once I start to apply my eyeshadow, it starts to blend in and look natural. So I'll start bringing that down, and then I'll do the rest of this with my finger. And you can do this all with the brush. I just like to do it with my finger because it starts to smooth it out a little bit. And I just got some on my brow, but I'll go back and fix it in a minute. You want to give this like a really good rub Be careful not to rub your eyebrow off. And because I was talking and doing this, I need to fix this one little side. If you make a mistake of getting this foundation on your brows, just fill it in. If you're using a brow gel, which it's easy to do, but if you are in a rush and you're not familiar with that product, or you're not, just don't want to use that, then but when I'm using a brow gel, I go back over that with like a little makeup wipe so that I don't cover it, because it starts to look a little, it looks unrealistic to me when you get the foundation on and you're using a gel. When you're using this little pencil, it just blends in with your hairs a little bit more. That's just how I like my brows. I like them to look natural. And nobody, when I go out, nobody ever knows that I don't have real eyebrows. And if you do have really long eyebrows or really bushy eyebrows and you don't want to use the spoolie like I don't, I take this, I brush my eyebrows up so that they blend in with this, and then I swoop them to the side, kind of like a bang. And don't worry if you know, wipe some of it off. You have a pencil, you can always go back over it. So this was my little quick and fast tutorial. These pencils are dirt cheap, and I buy like 15 at a time. This is a Sunny brand. I don't know what brand you might have, but they sell these everywhere. Um, this and this little brush, it's just a flat brush. It's nothing expensive. I think I may have gotten this out of like CVS or something. Just something small. Another thing about this brush, I don't recommend using a longer one. I like my hand closer to my face. It reminds me of like drawing. I don't like to be too far away. It gives me a little bit more control over the pencil when I use a shorter brush. So when you're out looking for this brush and this angle brush, I recommend getting a shorter one for you to have more control over the brush and not to get wavy handed. When you go into doing your eyeshadows and all of that, you'll want to continue to feel this, but this is just the quick short tutorial on doing your eyeshadow. This is just a quick one on your eyebrows, but when you start doing shadows and all of that, you'll want to bring this all down and, you know, put powder on it and go a little further. But this is just to get you out the door. If you're doing this going to work or to daycares or teacher meeting or whatever it is you're doing. I have kids, so everything I think about has something to do with kids. But if you're heading out doing any of those things, this will get you out there and with eyebrows, and it's cheap and easy and quick. And another thing is it comes right off. When you get home, if you just take a wipe, it will wipe off like it was never there. So if you have any questions, drop them below. I'll be happy to answer them as I see them come in. Enjoy your night and have a beautiful weekend. Bye.